on RiverBender.com.
Someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
I'm giving it to Shane Williams. How are we doing, Shane? Good morning and happy Tuesday to you, sir.
Well, thank you, CJ. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing well, getting ready for the holiday happenings that are starting to go on this month.
Well, starting to go on this weekend, December the 9th, Joyous, Jollies, and Jingles at Hatheway Hall. Fill me in. This sounds like a beautiful Christmas show.
Well, it's a show that people will not want to miss. No matter what you think an orchestra sounds like, sometimes we stereotype, they play music I don't know or different things. But we have a wonderful time, and you hear great music. And this weekend we do, as you said, have our Joyous, Jollies, and Jingles. It is going to be a great time. We're playing some of the Christmas favorites that we do, and the Grinch might even show up, and there's going to be some sing-alongs and stuff. One of our special things is going to be our Deborah Fox Guild Winner. This is part of the educational program that we have, where we have concerto competitions, and we have a young and up-and-coming violinist, and when everybody hears him, they're gonna be amazed. And his name is Chen, and he's playing a movement of a concerto and being accompanied by the orchestra. And it's his first time, and it's just going to be wonderful.
That sounds amazing. And Shane, before we go, we have about 12 minutes so we can talk a little bit. I would, if it's cool, can we ask a little bit more about these programs? Because I think this is so unique, and it really shows how much care that Alton Symphony Orchestra puts into the local young, talented artists that we have throughout our region.
Well, yes, absolutely. So we have the Alton Symphony's always been involved with putting back into the community. One of the programs that we have pays for a student to have private lessons. And depending on that, we sometimes use more than one. We have that scholarship for more than one student. And then we do the concerto competition of, for the Marie Stilwell and the Deborah Fox Guild. And then also you'll see us at the park in the spring and in the fall, where we have an instrument petting zoo. And we go out into the community at some of the events, and we set up a booth where students can try instruments. And it's just we want music to continue on. And we think it's a great part of life.
I had no idea about the instrument pettings. I got to ask you a little bit more about this real quick. Have you ever had someone pick it up and they're a natural on? Has that ever happened?
Yes, it has. Oh. And they've never had a lesson, and they get a sound, and then everybody's eyeballs just sort of look at each other going, oh my gosh. It's just amazing and wonderful. And these students, when they start playing, and you might say, well, gosh, what do they have music in their schools? Well, yes, but we also have the Alton Youth Symphony, and this was started years ago by Mr. Conradi and another gentleman, and because they wanted to provide an extra experience for kids that really like to play strings and brass and woodwinds and percussion.
And to me, Shane, I think it just really, it's just a total package. And that's why I love talking with you, because it's not just the great concerts you guys provide, but it's the other additional opportunities, just like what you were just mentioning. And before we go back into December the 9th, I know that October 28th was a really special show with so much beautiful music. Did it turn out okay?
Oh, it was amazing. It was just amazing. We opened the concert as we do every concert with the national anthem, but then our first piece that we did after that, I wanted to feature our woodwinds, brass, and percussion players. They are just amazing, and I'm not just saying that to say that. I mean, the audience was clapping in between the movements. They were featured on a piece written by Vaughn Williams called English Folk Song Suite, and it was just it was just people had never really in the audience had not heard just the winds and the brass together. Incredibly balanced, incredibly musical. It just made it come alive, not only for the audience but also for the players.
Absolutely, 100%. Oh, sorry, Shane.
Yeah. Oh no. And then we featured Mr. Brett Claus, which I know you know. He played Shostakovich Piano Concerto No. 2, and we had some Night on Bald Mountain and the Moldau. We just had a wonderful. It was like an hour and 30 minutes of great music.
Well, and it sounds like it. And just like coming up on December the 9th, before we go into, and by the way, a big shout out to Liberty Apple Orchard for the concert sponsorship. I just saw that on the website and wanted to give them a brief plug. I think this is so cool, but to me, Christmas music is the most beautiful, in my humble opinion, of it all. There's something that does it with the horn section, and then you add the strings, you add some of those components, and it puts you in a good mood no matter what. For you, what makes a Christmas piece so special?
Well, gosh, there's a lot of things. And, quite frankly, we look at so many things that are around us, and we need, as a society, we need a relief. We need a time of being able to kick back and just enjoy and to laugh and to not be weighed down by the heaviness of the day, but just to come out and just to escape, and just be with other people and enjoy great music. And I love making the music come alive for people. I don't want them to just sit there and be bored. I want them to, I want to interact with them. And that's what I try to do. Trying to get rid of the stereotypical orchestra concert that you clap, after a performance, then you clap again after a performance, but that there's interaction, there's communication. I'm a person. The orchestra members are people, just like everybody else in the audience. And so that's what makes it for me, is that the music comes alive for the players and the audience, and people clap and just have a great time.
Well, and Shane, I could only imagine, just in my perspective, because I always get really sentimental around Christmas time and just hearing the music. As you're on stage, and I'm sure that you've had numerous Christmas concerts, whenever you're conducting, whenever you're leading the sections, the orchestra, do you ever find yourself almost, kind of getting a little, the hair on your arms kind of raising a bit and feeling that nostalgia? I mean, how is it for you to stay focused in that too when you're hearing this beautiful music?
Well, I confess unashamedly that I have cried. Mm-hmm. You're just so moved by it. People in the audience have shared with me that they've cried. Their eyes got watery. It's just part of the music of the season. And this year, we have a special raffle. The number one Christmas song that's probably out there for orchestras is a piece by Leroy Anderson called Sleigh Ride. And it's about, obviously, a ride in a sleigh being pulled by a horse. And we are raffling off who gets to conduct it. Somebody in the audience will get to conduct it. Okay. And so if their name is drawn, then they will come up and they will get a special baton, and we'll just sort of have a little quick public-private lesson, and they will conduct Sleigh Ride. And on top of that, we're going to pull a second name, and that person gets to play the infamous slapstick part, which it represents the whip being snapped, on the ride and stuff. And everybody loves that part. They wait for it and stuff. So it's going to be quite a special sleigh ride for the audience and two other special people.
Well, and Shane, on top of it all, this is really cool. And what you said about really getting the crowd engaged and really just kind of changing the traditional, clap, wait. I love those components of it. And as I'm just sitting here, I mean, to me, just to listen to this at Hatheway Hall with the way the building already sounds and hearing just the amazing strings that are playing, the amazing members of your group. I mean, I can only imagine how it's hitting the rafters and bouncing back down to the audience.
Oh, yes, it is a great hall. And, we are so blessed to be able to rehearse in the hall we perform in. We're able to adjust our acoustics to the venue. We know what certain things will do, and so that the audience hears a very finished product, and that's very wonderful sounding and very balanced. Yeah, and we're very thankful for that with it, Lewis and Clark. And you mentioned it earlier. We're thankful for this concert because of our sponsor, Liberty Apple Orchard. And I just want to encourage people that if you've never been there, to support these people that are supporting great things for the community.
100%, and it is a wonderful place. I highly encourage that as well, and I'm not saying that because of the sponsorship. It's really true, and I hope that if you guys have time to go up and support them as they support local arts, and I think it's very important. Shane, how many? Can you take us through an overview, if you could, of what we're going to be hearing in about an hour and a half again?
Yes. Well, one of we'll open up with the national anthem, and then we're going to go right into Leroy Anderson's Christmas Festival. And in the concert, you might going to probably have an appearance of the Grinch. So you're going to have to watch for that. We'll have some slow music that people enjoy, the Oh Holy Night. And then we'll be our Deborah Fox Guild Winner, Mr. Louis Chen. He's 9 years old, and you will be blown away. I mean, literally blown away by his playing.
Did you say he was 9?
9 years old.
That is incredible.
Yes, you're going to. We just have to. The Alton audience is very receptive to young and upcoming players, and that's one of the reasons the concerto competition is so successful. And people are going to be able to say in a few years, I knew him. I heard him first when he was 9, and look at him now. And so that's going to be wonderful. Then the second half, we're going to reach out and do some Polar Express and Sleigh Ride, and at the we'll have a couple of other pieces, and then at the end we're closing out with a wonderful sing-along.
That is incredible, Shane. Hey, before I let you go, and before we wrap up today, Shane, is there anything that any traditions that you have personally like to share with our audience this holiday season?
Well, traditions that I do. One of the traditions that I did with my kids is we would make a Christmas tape every year. This is back in, I know I'm going to say a word that people may not know, but when you used cassettes and recorders, and I would rig up these microphones and different things, and we would have the kids read The Night Before Christmas, and play different instruments on jingle bells. Like sometimes we'd use power tools, and
I love it.
Just crazy stuff. And they've gotten older now and stuff, but we still have the cassette tapes, and Yeah, it's really, I would pretend like I was a radio announcer sometimes like you, and I would say, yes, welcome to the Williams family Christmas. And this is what we're going to do today, and just play it around. The kids loved it. And when we first started sending it out, we only made like two tapes, one for each side of the family. And by the last time that we did it, we had sent out over 40 tapes to people because they wanted to have their copy. So.
I just love this, Shane. Hey, if you're just tuning in and at the end of the show, Joyous, Jollies, and Jingles, please get your tickets and support Alton Symphony Orchestra. Shane, I really appreciate how you come on the show. I mean, I love talking about the symphony, and it's really cool that you give me some of your time to talk about these concerts. Joyous, Jollies, and Jingles, December the 9th at 7 p.m. at Hatheway Hall at the Lewis and Clark Godfrey campus right over there on Godfrey Road. Big shout out to Liberty Apple Orchard for helping provide this great concert as a concert sponsor. Shane, we're definitely going to have to talk again before an afternoon of musical pops on February the 18th.
Yes. That'd be great. I look forward to it. And again, CJ, thank you for talking this morning and for your support of not only the Alton Symphony Orchestra, but also the arts and the other community events that happen in Alton.
Thank you so much, Shane. It really means a lot to me. And we'll definitely talk again soon, okay?
That'd be great. You take care.
You too. We are officially out of time. We're a little bit over, but that's okay. I will see you back here live tomorrow at 9 a.m. So on that note, have a fantastic day, but most importantly, just try your best to stay out of jail.
He said he would.